literally 6 days after leaving my job because I went in all in on myself with $552 to 50K. Bingo. Because I had the time. All I knew was I just need one day, one full day, so I can just focus on trading.
Good morning, TradeLocker.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Yo, drop some fires in the chat, man. What's good, man? How y'all been? It's been a long time. Yeah, TradeLocker owe me a few videos, so I'm glad to be back, man. I'm laying low, man. What's up, man? What's up, man? Shout out to everybody on the call. My Telegram going crazy in the chat too, man. We going crazy. We like 6-0 this week. We well over like 1,500 pips caught net. You can go in the Telegram for proof. We don't fake over here. I've shown every analysis with every signal. And I even went live and we caught 100 pips live in like 5 minutes. So yeah, that's how we rock. So today, keep it brief. If you don't know me, if you're first time, go on YouTube and watch the video. Like he said, it's the most viewed video. I just want to keep it brief here for like maybe 30 minutes of y'all time, just to show you guys how to simplify to multiply. That's going to be the topic for today. And that's basically using higher time frames for direction. My chat, they notice just regurgitated information because trading is repetition. That's all it is. The key to perfecting any skill is repetition. Point blank, period. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see if it works this time.
It works.
Right, cool.
It's going to work.
Cool. Everybody see TradeLocker?
Yeah, I can see it. Guys, if you don't see it, click on it to expand it. And if I can just say one thing before you start.
Yeah, bro.
Guys, you can see in this intro that I was right when I said that this guy is energetic or what. I love the energy.
So cool. I'm in a trade also. So if I start to look down, just understand like, my profits do matter. IMTP does matter, right? So because we caught a position last night during London news, GBP, JPY, we running the gun. We like almost up like 250 pips right now, man. It's crazy. All right, but U30, I'm gonna talk about U30, man, just on a higher time frame perspective, right?
Do your thing.
So when we do a top down analysis every Sunday, whether I live stream it or I do it on my own. I encourage you, if you're taking notes, you should dedicate your Sundays to do whatever in the morning. Come 5:30 market open, you should be doing a top down. You should be doing it like on Saturday when you're, not doing anything, or Sunday when you're not doing anything, so you can prepare. I gave the analogy last night, just basically saying like, if you're working a job, you're preparing for your work week on Sundays. What are you gonna wear? The laundry's done. You want to make sure you get in bed at a decent time, and all of those things. So why aren't you preparing your charts like that? Because it's time to get busy come, Sunday's opening. Sunday's opening is the most critical, most valuable time in the market, believe it or not, Like we literally called GJ at the opening around, I think I hosted the call at 7:00. I called the signal at 191, 700 areas, and it went up like 150 pips, no question. So that's how I operate. Because once I make that decision on Sunday, I'm smooth selling. I'm done by Wednesday. Shout out to Coach. You know what I'm saying? He said normally by Wednesday he's done. That's so right. Like this morning I told the chat, like, yo, be careful with Thursday and Friday because they known to get people on the back end of the week. So top down analysis, I'll just take it brief with U30, right? We start with the weekly. We're already in the month. So, you're just kind of going ahead with your analysis right here. And this is profit at will. So we can delete any markup at any time and go back and do what we need to do. So this is our playing field right here. So I talk a lot about opposition. Some of you may use order block. Some of you may have came from ICT, fair value gap. So the lingo may differentiate, but just hop in my Telegram and you'll have a better understanding. So this is basically what I'm looking at. This is where we are right now, right? So that being said, I'm looking at key points, imbalance and rebalance. Also, any like offset candle openings that could possibly be ready to be filled based on how the market is moving. So if we look at where the market is right now, first thing I'm doing, I see that we ran sell side right here. Great. All right. So if I'm bringing in my zones, which I really only use zones on my higher time frame with the weekly, I'm not doing much. I'm just monitoring that. That looks weird to me. So let's go find out why it's weird. Weekly is my purple zones. All right. That's what I kind of use. I'm very particular with my colors, so I don't have to, what zone is this? What zone is this? So I got them memorized. All right, cool. So this is what I would consider an offset. My blue candles are bullish. Black candles are bearish. All right. So offset simply meaning that the market closed here and opened up here. So I'm looking for a balance up in here, right? So give and take, this is what we would call our opposition, this little setup right here, as well as what we call Tetris. I'm not going to go in detail, hop in the Telegram, all right? But I'm seeing a space that needs to be fulfilled. We're here. Most of you will use fair value gap lingo, which is perfectly fine. We're here, right? So is the market moving? Let me see. I had to refresh, make sure. All right, let's move. I was lost for a minute. All right, cool. So back to it. So yeah, I'm just looking for price to come into a premium if I'm looking for a sell. Fibonacci lingo, don't use this fib like this, but we're already above a premium, what we call the sweet spot. So if you did take a sell right here, it's not a bad position, right? And this is a demo. I mean, I always refer to a demo so y'all don't get distracted by the profits, because I do have a live running right now, but I don't want to be yanking and pulling, trying to make a decision. I want to be focused on what we're doing. So I see we're in a premium, right? So I don't necessarily have to mark up anything else because I know we're in this fair value gap. I want to keep it clean because when I get to live price action, I want to actually value what I'm about to do. All right, so I'm seeing we're in here. So let's get to that's my only weekly analysis, daily. All right, so this is where I can get a little more spiffy. I see my weekly operating right here. I see we ran buy side nice and smooth. We ran sell side down here. And we came into what I call, which is right here, space and price. Right, we have our explosive candle basically right here. Right, so I would go mark that up. We're going to turn that green. Right, boom. And that'll be what you call support, or I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the supply zone, if you use that terminology. I don't use that, so charge it to the head. Don't charge it to the heart. Right, so I turn that green. Boom. This is where I can see my base. The failure to take that low out, I caught this position. I call all of this. Right, because somebody even asked in the chat and said, are you still holding your long? I was like, nah, I'm good right here. Because I've seen the retracement coming into a discount. Right, what do you mean by discount, Todd? Just simply grab your fib, swing the swing, boom, sweet spot. All right, so we here.
Yep.
That was bread and butter. So I missed the move because I was in GJ tripping. You can't get them all. All right, my boy Michael in my Telegram going crazy. You know what I'm saying? I think he caught it. But the failure to take out this low right here with this swing, this is a target. So once this target was met, I'm more so seeing this is my buy side. You can use this for your daily if you need to, right? And now you kind of have a position for a fair value gap. If it was to come back, at least you know it'll come back here around 36, 620, 625 areas. Give us a nice push up, right? But if it's not ready to do that, it's not ready to do that because we still may want to come up into this imbalance of this gap. Now, the reason I say that is because I still use my fib as a guide. I don't trade with it. All right, if I bring it from this swing high to where the market swung right here, I'm focused right here to here. So you guys can see this swing to this swing. We have yet to come to a premium. Where does this premium lie? Right here in my weekly zone, which is why I don't have to use a fib. I kind of know where I'm at. So if I'm looking to sell, a better sell is going to be here. A possible short, right? A better short is going to be up here above, right? The equilibrium, 0.5. I know some of y'all are familiar with that, but anywhere above here is a better selling point. Because granted, we came above here. Now we failed to take out this high. You know what I'm saying? It would probably went back down. All right. Now, with my daily analysis, I don't have to necessarily really pinpoint anything except for this one opposition right here. Opposition, some of you use order block. I never studied the order block theory. I just understand where when price rates highs or lows, it's looking for the opposite candle of the flow. When price rates highs or lows, it's looking for the opposite candle of the flow. That's just, a repeated of note taking. All right, and we're here. All right, so the moment we exceed here, so what does that look like, Ty? How do I get there? It's simple. If we come up in here and kind of come here within that same candle, get here, all right? Let's say we fail to take out that high though, right? Because if we take out that high, you want it to come back here and then possibly we come up here, we back at 40K, right? Dollar went down, DXY with news went down this morning 3%, right? We was watching it last night, you know what I'm saying? So we went down 3%, U30 spiked up 3%. Right, it's against each other, right? Gold even spiked up. It's crazy, right? And somebody I seen in the chat before we got on the call, somebody was like, "Does he only trade gold, bro?" I just got initiated to gold in March. Like I only trade GJ U30, and I don't even trade Ethereum like that no more. But it's really GJ and U30. You can ask the chat. And of course, gold is like a bystander for me. But gold has been consolidating literally for the past 4 days until today. So why would I even just try to tamper with that minimum 50 to 100 pips, 50 to 100 pips? But, I like playing with direction, which is why that's the call, simplify to multiply. So if this is what I'm seeing, right? Now, this already took place. So understand that me catching here, this move right here was nothing but this was my only analysis, right? It wasn't the fair value gap. It was this candle right here, which I call the opposition. But if you use Tetris, you know what I'm saying, that's such a space and price with the opposition, kind of a no-brainer for me at that point. All right, cool. Let me check my position because I ain't really tapped in. All right, we up. All right, cool. So 4 hour. Let's get busy. This is where my trend traders, You should have called U30. And you see how we rejecting right there? It's because of that opposition, right? Cool. So I'm going to delete this so we don't get distracted. I'm excited, man. Drop some fires in the chat if you're learning, bro. It's what we here for.
Drop some
wolf
emojis. Wolf emojis if you're learning.
Hey, there you go, wolves. I'll tell y'all the reason behind the wolf too. I'll tell y'all. But it's nothing deep. But if you are a trend trader, just point this out to me. What did we just do? If you're a trend trader, we just broke the trend, right? So us breaking the trend, it was a no-brainer when I seen this, right? Because we just went over this. This came to a discount. I ain't got to repeat it. But I'm like, I was aiming for here. I'm not going to cap. This is why I missed this move. Because I was really trying to test my worthiness of my analysis. So we turned the 4-hour blue. These colors mean nothing, I promise you. It's just how I wanted to kind of cipher. That's definitely not the color. It's definitely right. And this is definitely not the green either. My bad, bro. It's that OCD in me. I think we're going to go with something like that. That ain't even green, but I like that better because that looks like. But this is what I was aiming for when the price came here, top of the month. And, it didn't come. So I was like, so my thing is, if we fail to go up here, 9 out of 10, if we do come back down here, it's a no-brainer. 37,500 levels. It's cakewalk. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was looking for. I didn't get it. Not upset because GJ's flying. So who's going to get mad? And to keep it a bean with y'all, I called U30 yesterday too, right? So I understand, like, if I missed a move, how do I position myself? Great. So now that I'm here, I'm treating this as buy side, all right? So one thing is I use Tetris a lot and my chat knows what I'm talking about. So if you play dominoes, if you know what a domino look like, if you start to look for positions like this where you have 2 candles going the opposite, now this isn't 100% like your success to trading if you made like, this isn't self-development where you do 7 things right all the way, you're gonna know. It's more so back testing it. But I realized once you see situations like this, right, you mark that space out and mark this space out, right? I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna show you how I caught it too, right? And we turn that blue, right? So I use this as my reference of support or resistance if you use that terminology. But look at this candle. Happened at 9 o'clock. We always talk about the 9:30 to 9:45. You don't want to make a decision so rapidly because that's when everybody either making a lot of money or losing a lot of money because people are trying to trade the bell. Quote me if I'm wrong, chat, and y'all can put it in the chat. We are knee deep in profits between, I promise you, Asian session, and we fall asleep still in profit going into post London. Liquidity rate hours for the morning are 5:30 to 7:30. It happened this morning verbatim with my chat. I told him we hit our target with GJ at 620, 882 on the money. And I called it last night and it dropped. It dropped like, I think 5%. And then it instantly got back up to the same level. So it's like when you understand your TP, you don't have to necessarily hold like I do a lot of the times, but you can kind of monitor how your analysis is working for you. News is nothing but an addition to your analysis. Most people think news is the cure-all as far as like making you a lot of bread. I'm like, nah, news is just a confirmation for me to be like, oh, I just need news to drive it into this displacement or take out this liquidity. And then I made my decision based on that. So this is me understanding like, this is why this market is shot up. This was the market opening. I gave the signal live for U30 when the market opened and gave us this liquidity void. I said, hey, I missed it because I was looking for price to necessarily come in to this candle a little bit more. I had called 667 to like 700, I think, and it didn't. It hit 711. I said, you mother. All right. So if I go here, right, all I'm doing is mapping this out. Liquidity void, boom. So I would necessarily use the body of this candle, which I should have, right, into the top of this wick as a signal, right? So that's giving me like, if you use pips for U30, it'd be 50 pips. If you use points, it's 500 points, right? That would be my signal ratio. But some people caught it, right? And this candle right here, how the market opened, right? It's just always giving you a upside to understand that, yo, it looks funky. I want to know why. Because at some point in time, it's going to come back and what we call this area of space, Tetris, it came back and filled it, shot up. Great. Let's move along to the 1 hour. All right. And you see, this is really how I be like charting it, yo. And I'm here. So now that I'm here, I would reference here, which this is what we called yesterday. I called this. I do not recommend this. I was driving to my dentist appointment, bro. I had the phone on the little, whatever. And I grabbed it. I had my other phone. I'm texting the chat. I'm looking at the chart. I'm driving, looking. I'm looking where I need to be looking, right? Don't allocate out on text and drive. I don't recommend that. But I was where I could be safe, right? I didn't have to speed or anything. And I'm sitting there. I say, yo, U30 look like a buy, right? I was at like right here at 850, just using my levels. and price came down and it stopped me out. But I told the chat, I'm like, yo, I said 780, 800 is going to be the area. Price on compared to TradingView and TradeLocker, which we use the universal price charting up. If you use TradeLocker, that's specifically the price. But I always compare it to TradingView based on different people in my chat and what they use, because it's a universal price, which, you know, it's in tandem with TradeLocker. So it kind of goes hand in hand. I'm literally right here in U30 right now. And I caught it at 805. 805 is the price on U30 on TradingView, but of course, I'm right here at this wick. How did I catch that? Easy. Opposition right here. I went from the body right here. That's my only analysis for my 1 hour. And most people be thinking, like, how do I catch sniper entries? It's always going to be there if you just be patient. I rushed my entry, but I went with half my normal size because I understood the range that I was looking for. I'm like, yo, if you're going to respect it, there's the sell side that we just took out right here. So boom, but we dug a little deeper. I cut my losses short. Right, no more than 30 pips. As soon as I took my own self out, I re-entered where I got stopped out at. And my drawdown, I kid you not, was like 1 pip. I've seen them multiple times, but literally, like, it was like a hint negative and it shot right up. And here we are, U30, right? So this is the target for U30. Like I'm seeing here, 339, 337. If we push up, it's New York opening right now. Looking at my chart, make sure I'm still Gucci. We good, man. Like, and this is what I call no pressure trading, bro. Like, there's no need for you to be pressured with you making a decision on the charts on a higher time frame. Now, I did this live purposely last night. We're about to go to GJ, and I'm gonna show y'all my live position with GJ. I ain't tripping. I started another account. Of course, I'm withdrawing these days based off now me losing that 11K like 4 weeks ago. I said no more of that. No more trying to hoard the account, right? So make your profits, take it off. Right, so I withdrew like 2,000 out of an account. Chat can see it; they saw it. I withdrew that Friday, paid myself, and I had like 820 left in the account. I said it's cool. All I need is 1,000 minimum, right? Hence, all I need is 1,000 minimum to make room for what I need to do. So I'm gonna show y'all my live account so y'all can see it. Right, let's switch to live because I want to show y'all GJ.
People saying never seen trading US30 looks so easy, man.
Hey, that's what it's supposed to be. But U30 was kind of buffering for me too long, right? So boom, here we are. These are my stack positions. Let me take you to where we started at. All right, cool. So I'm look, the balance. I took off 200 last night. I paid myself 200. Right. I told the chat, I said I'm gonna take out one of my lower lot sizes just in case we do crash. But it was way down here, right? But here I'm stacked. But look how I'm stacking. Like none of this was tampered with based on me trying to like. Oh, am I stuck in drawdown? I wasn't. I understood direction. All right. So I'm on a 4 hour right now. Right. So you see where I'm headed at. Definitely here. My Telegram, December 13th, 2023. I called where GJ was going. I said 207. This happened last week. Right. So, you know, I ain't no fortune teller or anything like that. But when it comes to trading, I am that guy, man. I'm just going to tell you, man, I'm here. I'm here to take off next. Like for real. This is a sport. It's a competitive sport with myself, not with y'all. Right. But still, but here we are. So basically all I did was went to my daily. Right. This does not look like it looks on TradingView. I promise you. Arbitrage happened yesterday and my chat witnessed it. Right. And no, it happened Tuesday. Right. And I learned my lesson from that because I did take a smaller win when I went to sleep one night because I knew what was about to happen because I seen TradeLocker move, well, KOT really moving like this, but TradingView was kind of standard. It was standard with price. I was like, all right, bet. All right, so what I see here is not what my analysis is technically seeing on TradingView. It's more clear, but I'm gonna help you out. Let's just go to the 4 hour time frame. All right, so basically where we caught here. I caught the signal here, right? And the only reason why is because of this. You see the same setup. It exceeded the fair value gap. That's why I don't stick to that logic. It's nothing against ICT, but it's like once I realized like why does price keep exceeding the gap when I'm trading the gap, 50% of the gap, whatever. All right, we are in. Oh my bad, I'm supposed to have it here. Here we go. We are in a discount. But this was the reason I called it. I literally said I gave the signal. Quote me if I'm wrong, chat. I think I gave like 191.050 to 191 like. I think the spread is off. So I think I had called like 580. But price dug in here, which is fine. It dug to 337. Once price came back up here, that's when everybody caught it. I didn't catch it because I was already done for the week, which is why I'm disciplined. Like I understand, like yo, I already made my bread. but I want to see the chat win too. You know what I'm saying? So we caught this, and some people already took profits, which I'm upset with them for not understanding. This is where GJ is aiming to go. This is the opposition, right? And this is supposed to be green, so let's just stay compliant, right? So you guys don't get confused on the recording, right? So here we are, green and green. All right, so this is where I'm aiming for at minimum, 196, 143. But you see how this is offset compared to TradingView. You use TradingView to align yourself to with your markups on TradeLocker, right? This is weird because price closed here and open here. So who do you think I'm going? Right? Let's go ahead and take this thing back to 200. Feel me? All right, let's go ahead and take it back to 200. So you see my positions. Now, don't get me wrong. This swing to this swing, we are in a premium. So I'm playing and say we have one more trading day of the week, right? We survived this morning news with GBP. I mean, again, it's still falling, yo. It's crazy. But the yen pushed up last night, which pushed GBP down, which I told everybody to signal last night. I'll call it. So we're above. Thing is, we're now opening and close. Well, we open on the equilibrium. Told the chat this morning if we stay above 194.445, that was the focus price for this morning. We are going to see the upside back to 880. It went to 850. I think neutral price, but I called the zone for TP based on last night's signal to 620 to 882. We're now fluctuating in that zone, which is going to come from a 4-hour time frame. Let me show you. All right. Let me show you. Boom. We had a 4-hour time frame. All right. So this is what I call Tetris. Now, it's nothing on the 4-hour time frame but a bearish value gap. But I'm going to take you to where I called the signal from. It was right here. Y'all going to be like, wait, what does that have to do with anything? Look at the intention behind it. All right. And this was pre-markups too. So, you know what I'm saying? My chat can vouch for me. I'm just not like pinpointing price, but it's literally right here. This little space right here. I knew it because of where price bounced, that supported off and jumped. So now we're here. So I got a method called go through, come back to take off. Right. So once we go through, technically we came through, right? We go through, come through, came back through. Now we're going to the same price. So all I'm looking for, just so you can simplify it, I don't want to make things too complicated. That's trading is not complicated. You just want to see something like this and take off, right? Because I still feel like this is the target. Now, if we don't take this high out, like I told the chat, we may see some downward movement back into this imbalance down here. But I've been done swept all of this. News already happened for GBP/JPY. 9:30 opening was weak. Keep it PG was weak. So 10 o'clock is the next movement. So with this being my only analysis that I need, right? I don't need all this extra stuff. Right, I don't need that. I don't need that because I see it. I'm only showing you guys only because we're having a call, but I do not show the broker my hand at all. Everything is done outside. I execute primarily solely, fully, 100% on TradeLocker. Right, and Coach T said it perfectly fine. I have a mental stop loss of 30 pips, so where I know I need to it's not going that way. Scratch the loss. We get back to it. Right, and I'm not worried about missing the move if it goes the opposite way, whatever. But I've come to know that the more I show my hand, the more the broker is aware of okay, if he's there, she's there, everybody's there. And I'm biased to that, but that's an opinion as well. That's not 100% facts. But I've done too much back testing to realize, and I've done too much communicating to KOT to realize, okay, I got it. I won't show you guys what I'm doing. Right? So here we are. So the 1 hour. So I would instantly go to the 1 hour because I have the higher time frame set up. So this is the zone I'm playing in. If you look from here to here, you can without a doubt in your mind say you're in the middle of the market, right? Which is why I'm not participating with adding on any more positions, right? I'm 50 pips away from this position. What's that? 3 plus 5, 80%, 80 pips away from there. I'm near 100 pips from this position. So it's no panicking for me. Now, if this thing just dropped because we did run buy side into a fair value gap into this Tetris, I'm on the fence too. You know what I'm saying? To make sure, because I'm in U30 positions too. All right, I'll show that too. So after this, and then I'll open it up for comments and questions as we wrap it up. But here's my 1 hour analysis. Same thing with this opposition right here. Right, this opposite candle. Remember, we already ran buy side way up here. Right, and you can see my positions, how I positioned here. Right, and when price came down here, this was the arbitrage that happened. Right, but I took my positions out at like 620 when the market ran up here and came down and knocked me out here in London, 2 o'clock. Right, I know where I'm at. Right, when price came back here, I didn't instantly make a decision. Right, because if I look at my 1 hour right? I could have, but I was already stacked. I said, you know what? I'm not going to be greedy. There's my opposition right there. Right now I'm in study mode because I'm like, oh, that's precision. So once we came down here and took out this candle, which I told the chat, right? I said, let's just wait for it. And it did it. I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to go ahead and just wait till price gets back up here, which it did, right? And I entered. Or did I enter here? I can't remember. Now I can't remember. But I know I didn't play ball right here, right? I just kept my positions here. I think I had this one running. Yep, I did. I had positioned myself right here on the lower time frame, 15 minute probably, right? And then when price came here, I wasn't sweating it. I'm like, yo, that's typical opening for at the market, right? And then once price came up here, bingo, let's run it. Because you came through, went through, came back too. Now we good. Because the focus price for us here was 650, right? As it came here. So I understood the assignment based on what took place over here. We were going through this price point, but now we're stopping here. Got it, right? And then if I come here, this was yesterday, right? This was last night you lose. Yep. And I gave the signal right here with this candle. I said, chat, quote me if I'm wrong. I said 193.720 to this fair value gap. Or no, excuse me. I said to 194.020. Or did I say that? Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was this fair value gap to this here. This was our range. I got in, of course, at the higher entry, which is right here. But we have people still holding this position right here, right? Because if I map that out for you, right? I told him, I said, yo, because some people bought here. I was like, nah, we ain't going to do that. We're going to let it fulfill back into this opposition, opposite of the flow, right? And this was technically our signal, but I don't like big zones like that. So I kind of just go to the body, right? And here we are, right? And even with this right here came down this morning, I didn't sway because I didn't have nothing on this chart to give a simulation of a stop loss or anything. Because I'm like, and I was going to re-enter, but I'm like, yo, bro, we good. Let's see if U30 can rock out for us, right? Because the thing is, GJ going to do what it's going to do. And U30, I have not looked at U30 until we about to look at it now so y'all can see my positions. I had 4 positions, took off 2, left 2 bottom runners. That's discipline. That's scaling at 80-20, right? Right. So once you stack your positions, of course, some people are like, man, I would go ahead and take all of this off. That's great. But in my mind, I'm like, if my target gets above here, maybe I'll take off a bill here. Maybe I'll take off a bill here. But this is right now I'm running a 3.5. It ain't really a lot because I know that if we continue going up, I'm going to do it like I did gold. You know what I'm saying? Where you get so far away from here, now I can use a higher risk, right? I started with $820 down here, right? And I had another position right here that I closed last night, right? And then up here, we closed like 3 positions I had stacked. Then once price kind of did this thing here, I re-entered, just scaling off, giving myself more cushion, right? So if you look at the P&L, I've only technically made like $400 from the 800, right? So thing is, if I wanted to right now, so y'all can see the balance, I can just take off my 800 and leave 200 floating. But I'm not going to do that because if I'm going to hold this over the weekend, which I probably will, right? My thing is when you do that, you don't want to leave like 200 running with your balance or your equity running. Like I said, 4 bands now, 46. It went to 5 this morning right here, which, when it get back here and U30 rocking out too, you feel me? You feel me? All right. So when it gets to like, I told myself every 10, I'm pulling off 8. You know what I'm saying? Every 10, I pull off 8. I initially say 5, I'll pull off 3, run a 2, right? But that's based on the end of the week. So at the end of the week, I don't get that 10, wherever we at, I'm not going to take off these, but I'll take off everything up here. And then I'll just let these run. But I'll take off at least at minimum like 1,000, a rack. You know what I'm saying? Like just to keep it, keep it cordial and say, yeah, I made a rack this week. Cool. Something light. And you got to talk to yourself like that, something light. Because, we made more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got to position yourself to say you've made more than that before it happens. But that's that, man. And real quick, I know we about to wrap it up, but that's just to, recap that before I switch, not the account, but the pair. That's how I simplify the multiply, understanding higher time frame direction. And I literally went last night from the 1 hour to the 1 minute. All right. And I understood where we at. Where did we catch this? Over here. I understood once I had my 1 hour zone marked out, bro, this is all I needed to see on the 1 minute. A failure to take that out. It was just that simple. When we ran here, I was like, yo, I said we could potentially see one more runs to the downside, right? And it didn't happen. It bounced right off of my 1 hour level, right? So once it came here, I had entered here, All right. So what we do, right? So once that happened, I'm like, yo, I went to sleep. I went to sleep so smooth last night. It was ridiculous. My puppy, she back with me. She been away from me for about 2 months now. I still take her out every day with her other friend. But yeah, that's that. So I'm gonna show y'all where we at with U30. Then I'm ready for questions, man. I hope that was good for y'all. Give y'all some game. Oh my God, who's in U30? Right? I am. Right. So we just went over U30 right there.
Yes,
That was the only reason for my analysis.
Yes,
Literally right here. Boom.
Wow.
And that was that. Look at it. Look at it. No pressure, man. No pressure trading, bro. This is me enjoying my day. I got a mentorship call after this at 11, right? I'm going to go get my nice smoothie bowl, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. And just looking at my phone like, all right, we good. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got for you guys. I'm ready to answer some questions, get some game, man. What's up? What we got?
Guys,
I'll stop sharing my screen too.
Drop the questions in the screen in the chat. And if I remember correctly, you also caught some great moves on the past 2 sessions.
Yeah. Every session, bro. Like, and that's what I'm saying, man. I ain't here to brag, boast, or anything like that, or to toast. I don't drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is, yo, like, I'm with consistency. I don't pay attention to nobody. Right? I pay attention to the people who want to listen. And that's my Telegram. And I know I don't be in the Discord like that here and there. I know Coach spoke about it last week too. When people are inactive that are used to be really active, aren't in the Discord, that doesn't mean we're losing. I'm dialed in, bro. I have a community growing at a organic pace, and I want to take care of those people, right? So they can do what I'm doing for them for somebody else. And I feel like that is what I'm after. The money y'all saw is cool. It's going to be there, right? Let me stop sharing my screen. It's going to be there, right? But if you ain't got the skill set, like I said, the hardest flip I ever done was like what I said like 180 to like 4 bands. That was like the hardest flip. Or like I went from I think like a $40 account to like I think it was a 1,200. I ain't for sure. It's a long time ago, but I know that 180 to 4 it was tough because of the cushion. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a skill set, right? But yeah, what's that saying again? Go through, come back to. Yeah, go through, come back to. That's that saying for the chat. All right.
There's a question before that as well.
All right. What did you learn or change in your trading that led you from losing money to making money consistently? I spoke about this on that call. I blew a lot of accounts fast. Just to desensitize myself from the fear of losing money. Like, and I didn't purposely blow these accounts. Understand? Like, this was all ego, revenge trading, emotional trading, anxiety, being so anxious to catch every move, every pair. Like, I'm glad I got that out of my system fairly early. And so I'm desensitized to losing money, like, because if you focus on losing money, look what you're focusing on. So when you go into the market, your whole focus is, all right, let's not lose money. Great. I just lost money. And you're wondering why. People think manifestation really takes years, decades to happen. It's happened in a split second of a thought. Yesterday's efforts are a product of yesterday's thoughts. Today's efforts are nothing but a product of your thoughts aligned with your actions. So if you are thinking of doing something and you choose not to do it, you have now went against your own truth, right? If you know you're supposed to be doing something and you say, I don't want to do it, I'm going to do something else, or you procrastinate it, you have now went against the law, like a simple law of the universe of saying, like, you don't trust yourself. You don't believe in yourself enough to do what you said you was going to do. You said you was going to the gym. Why didn't you go to the gym?
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it. I had too much on my plate. Well, you just cut off. You just curved like probably 10 days that could have propelled you to where you needed to be in one day.
When you're in
that's what I live by. If I say I'm gonna do something, like my character was piss poor when I was like younger in my mindset, and like, you know, poor habits, drinking, smoking, just not aligned. And when I was drinking and smoking, financials was good. When I cut out drinking and smoking, financials was horrible. I'm like, hold on. I stopped this stuff. But I realized, like, yo, this is character habits that you have to get rid of, like that you have accumulated over years. So you can't expect a drastic change like immediately.
Yep.
But the moment you make the decisions just to do it every day, are you chart working every day, right? Despite you trading or not, are you on the charts? That's like a law. If you're a trader, why are you fascinated with price action? Like I was fascinated with like it almost touching my position, even going below my position, because I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. This is what I love to see because I know my analysis is working. So yeah, just desensitize yourself from losing money. That's it. So when you go spend money, like you can't go spend money in fear. You have to, sometimes we all hate it, paying bills, but you should be excited to pay bills, right? You should be excited because you're showing some type of power that may be that you're grateful to have that money to pay bills. And then you'll realize like a random check or a random position works out in your favor. Dang, I just spent And now I'm up. Don't think that's just like by random. That's intentional because you put it out there that you're grateful to, like, let me go kick out, $1,000 for rent. Bet. Great. Now let me go make $2,000 in the market. That's it.
And when you
All right.
lose
So what was your
that,
why that made you become a trader
can I
and
just
stick through the hard times that come with becoming a profitable trader? Man, that's a great question, man. I drop some fires in the chat for that question. My why is simple, bro. What I'm doing now is I have time to do what I love. And this is not work for me. Like, to be able to like sleep, eat, drink, trading with no distractions at all, bro. Like, this is what I saw years ago. My only why was, can you get to the point where you're doing this at will for a living, for however long you need to, because now you're paving the way for what you really want to do, help other people in a massive way. You can't help people as much as you want to help people with these words I'm giving you, these gems and jewels. That ain't going to put money in your pocket. It's going to put something in your mindset to go put money in your pocket. If money is the goal first, make it that goal and go crazy. But then get out of that mode. You know what I'm saying? And start to realize, once you get to a point, all right, now how can I help position people to learn what I've now done, like over these span of the years? And that's my why, bro. I want to help minimum 1,200 people in my Telegram, like in blues. I mean, it was empty for that time, but we TradeLocker now, so it's green, right? So I want 1,200 people in green, all right? At minimum, right? At minimum. All right, I'm looking. What are the times or sessions you study around when you started? Asian, based on my job, I would get home from work like in the gym like 7 o'clock, and Asian was my cure-all. That's how I learned to catch 30 to 50 pips consistently every night. And of course, lose and all of that, but I understood GJ by far the best because it's a yin pair, Asian session. So I'm like, this is the only pair that I'm able to understand. So I'm gonna master this window that I have from, 8 o'clock to midnight, and just, learn through that time. And then sometimes if I wasn't trading during that time or back testing, I was looking at YouTube during that time, learning IC. And I think, is that it? I saw the questions. Oh, what are your socials? I think somebody dropped it in there. All right.
I dropped your socials, dropped your Instagram. You can drop your Twitter and Telegram if you want to.
All right. I'll drop that link. I'll drop once again all of the links in the general chat once this call is done, so just everybody can have them again. I know we got plenty of messages. Yeah. Just so it's all in one for y'all, I'll drop them in the general chat. That way you have them. Because I know once it's in, it ain't gonna be in the chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna tag everyone when you do that.
All right, man. Other than that, man, I mean, if there's no more questions, I mean,
I think that's not just people praising you right now. I don't know what to say, man. Always great to have you here. Always great energy you bring in, and
thank you.
Definitely, you can just see from the comments and from everybody on YouTube that you're really getting some insightful thinking into people. So thank you once again for being here. If you have something else you want to leave the people with, let me know.
My best advice, you hear the typical like, don't give up, keep going, you're gonna make it. I know y'all be on YouTube watching these motivational videos all the time, but my best advice is to really find a daily routine and do not break it. I don't care if you have a job and then you have a day off, you should still stick to that routine. So people have literally been hitting me up almost every day about working out. Hey man, I'm trying to start, bro. Like, what I need to do? Go to the gym. I don't know what you need to do. Just go to the gym. You're gonna figure it out. But That's what I told myself back in July 4th. I had my last drink. I think I had my last spliff. And I was like, man, I'm gonna wake up in the morning and go work out. 3:30 that morning, July 5th, I have not missed the gym. And I think that's shown me more confidence within myself, outside of me physiquing my body the way I wanted to, but just more so like trusting myself, like, yo, you doing what you said you was gonna do, man. Just keep it up. That's the part where you need to keep it up. Like, are you gonna show up every day consistently, even when your losing streak is like 2 weeks? Are you gonna still show up to say, no, I'm not revenge trading, but I'm gonna stay here and understand this price until I get it. I'm gonna study however long it takes until I get it. Yo, we don't have all the time in the world. We could be gone tomorrow.
Yep.
But the fact that you didn't maximize your time today, that's what's gonna hurt you. You not maximizing your time today. I guarantee you, out of the 100 people that was on this call, 100 people didn't hit the gym. You look good, you feel good, you do good. This is our playing field. Why wouldn't you want to be the best at this? So you can next be on the auditorium showing the world, like, this is how you made it through. My story, I didn't come from poverty. My mom made sure we had a roof over our head, bed to sleep in, and food in our stomachs. I ain't got that struggle story, right? My struggle story came when I started taking risk. Because I'm like, dang, if I'm going to bet in all on me, I'm all in. Whether I lose it, I know how I'm going to get it back. And I believe that's what's going to propel you, because 11 years with my job, longest relationship I ever had, literally 6 days after leaving my job, because I went in all in on myself with $552 to $50K. Bingo. Because I had the time. All I knew was I just need one full day. So I could just focus on trading. I ain't got to worry about nobody blowing my phone up at 4 o'clock in the morning all the way to 7 o'clock at night every day, right? And trying to cover somebody call out sick, whatever. Hey, Ty, I ain't making it to work today. I need somebody. I said, you know what? It took one day coming back to my mom's crib, laying on a futon, sleeping on an air mattress, back in my simplify to multiply, minimize to maximize, decrease to increase. This is all nothing but the law of polarity. If you decrease, you make room to increase. If you minimize, you make room to maximize. All right. If you simplify, you make room to multiply. Right. So that's just what I've been living by. The more each day I try to simplify my routine, because now I'm creating more room to be a solution-oriented person rather than a problematic person, because I know there's millions of problems out there to solve. So I want to be on the opposition of creating a solution. So, yep, we're there, man.
You have so many great things, man. So take a look at the support in the comments. I think that says it all. Thank you guys for joining me.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Go on.
Look at us in profit, talking good, living good, and my day is done before 10 o'clock. It must be a lovely day outside.
I hope you all follow Ty on his socials, go into his chat. Thank you for joining in. Go to YouTube, check out this story in detail, and we're gonna push the next video, the next recording of the auditorium is his last one. So we're gonna keep pushing these out. And once again, Ty, thank you so much for being here, man. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, Antonio, man. It's been a pleasure. I'm honored always to be a part of the team, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm here with whatever y'all need me for, man. Just hit me up personally. If I'm able to help you personally, great. But I'm not selling a service, right? When I drop the links, it's not selling a service. It's literally selling you a proximity so you can be within that proximity and you will profit by default, right? So just hop in the Telegram. That's where I be at most of the time. I've grown this community for a year. It started out with like 10 members and we have 515 right now. Like organic growth, no marketing except for me posting a link here and there. I'm not about like selling you, except for I'm gonna sell you if you are a trader that you need to lock in on a skill. This is recession proof, right? Trading is your therapy. You don't need a therapist. Trading is your therapy because you're going to learn more about yourself through trading than you ever will in your entire life, right? So I'll see you guys, man. It's been an honor, man. Appreciate you, Antonio.
Cheers, man. Enjoy.
Peace.